in account and say, okay, is God's existence probable? Well, you can look at, sorry? Okay, so then you can sorry? Lack of evidence. The theory of religion. Okay, so then you have to say, yeah, I put forward theism as a hypothesis. Okay? You put forward maybe, I don't know, naturalism. Okay? And then you have to then test the hypothesis, okay, against so-called phenomena. So the so-called phenomena can be such things as the cosmos existing, okay, as material entities within the cosmos, okay, being finely tuned, so which people bring back.
What are you talking about anyway?
So no, I'm talking about bare theism. So we can go and start talking about theism when it comes to a religion. I'm talking there being an omnipotent, omniscient, perfectly good being.
Are you like theist?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm saying we can.
What God do you believe in?
I'm a Christian theist.
You're a Christian. Yeah?
Christian theist.
Well, just talk about the Christian God then. I mean, what makes you believe in it?
What makes me believe?
What's convinced you that it's true?
I believe that the Christian conception of God is the best hypothesis that we can formulate that explains various phenomena. So I believe if you have an Islamic conception of God, it doesn't explain certain things, let's say around the life and death of Jesus. I think you have serious issues. I think you have serious issues also if you assume another theistic viewpoint.
I agree.
But if you assume, let's say, Christian theism, I can put forward a hypothesis such as the resurrection that explains the data a lot better than, let's say, an Islamic theist. And so my reason being for a Christian theist is because it explains that data better.
Right. Okay. And that's why you believe it?
Well, that's why I believe that it's the most probable worldview if we're just talking about theistic worldviews. So we can, if you want to talk about theism and atheism, that's different.
What about the inconsistencies in the Bible? Especially like your New Testament comes together with the Old Testament, yeah? And it's got a creation story in the Old Testament. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and His Spirit was above the water.
Yes.
Now you know that goes totally contradicts the science that we found out and know about how the was created.
So it depends if you are interpreting it in that way. But the majority of Old Testament scholars will say if you interpret Genesis 1 and 2 according to ancient Near Eastern texts, so the context of the ancient Near East, it's not actually speaking about a material creation in that way. So then there is no conflict, because I'm a theistic evolutionist. I hold to evolution completely. I have no problem with that. I just don't hold to naturalistic evolution where people say it has to be wedded together with naturalism.
The fact that it actually says on the first day He created the heavens and the earth, it implies that He created the heavens, the stars and the universe and the earth at the same time, and the earth had water over it, so the Spirit was above the water.
Yes, but that...
Now we know from science, that the Big Bang, when it first happened 13.8 billion years ago, all that was created was hydrogen.
Yes.
Oxygen hadn't even formed yet until the first stars formed. And in the Bible it says the first stars were formed on the fourth day.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't got stars forming to produce oxygen through nuclear fusion, you're not going to have water.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're not going to have any planets. So how can His Spirit be floating above the water?
So then, again, what I was trying to say, when you read it within the context, it's not speaking about actually creation in that way. That the light was created on that day and the sun was created on that day and the earth and all that sort of thing. Okay? The majority of scholars will say it's actually not referring at all to that. It's referring to an establishment of the cosmos as being a temple for God. So you have to read it within the context, and I have no issue at all with your scientific worldview. I only have an issue with naturalism when it's wedded to science. When I believe science, because that's a metaphysical aspect, and people like Richard Dawkins go around saying that evolution, goes against God and Darwinian evolution. No, it doesn't. His worldview wedded towards Darwinian evolution does, but Darwinian evolution has nothing to say for that at all against a theistic worldview. Because you can have theists and prominent theistic philosophers who hold to theistic evolution.
So you're a theistic evolutionist. Yeah? There's a lot of Christians who don't believe in evolution. A lot of Muslims don't believe in evolution.
Yeah.
And what I hear from you is like you're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole.
Why would I be?
Because your beliefs contradicts what we found out in science. What you're trying to say is It's allegorical.
Why does it?
Because it's explained.
No, I never brought science into it. I said if you read the ancient Near Eastern context. I didn't say because science has shown us that this is incorrect and then we can interpret it differently, but we have to. I said if you actually study it within the ancient Near Eastern texts, you understand that the Jewish people would never have read it in that way. Okay? Ken Ham, who I do not like, Answers in Genesis guy, okay, he will say, no, you've got to read it in that way. But he's not reading it in the way the Jews would have understood those texts. And so my issue is that that text does not go against the scientific worldview.
Okay? That's subjective to you.
No, it's scholarship. It's not me. It's not my own.
Well, there's a lot of scholars who say that the Bible is literally true.
I am saying the Bible is literally true. I am saying the Bible is literally.
You're saying it is literally true.
Of course, I'm saying. But I'm saying no. But I'm saying your interpretation of what that means by it being literally true. Okay, you understand what I mean? So you're saying it has to be day one, this creation of a material creation. Day two, this creation of a material creation. And I'm saying no. The Jewish people would have understood. Yes, it is literal, but it's speaking about a function being embedded to the cosmos. Okay? I can point you towards a guy called John Walton, who's an Old Testament scholar, and Brian Welton. They've also put forward these theses. It's not myself, and these are very well-respected Old Testament scholars.
To me, you're not making any
Old Testament scholars.
I'll have to check the historiography.
Yes. I've no problem. Do you want me to give you the name? And
Yeah, please.
Okay, I can write it down if you want.
I don't agree with his position.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with me, but it's fine.
But he's making sense.
Yes.
But I will have to say, what he's saying is making sense to me.
It makes sense to you?
Yes, I don't agree with him, but he's making sense.
You believe that, and you just told me that you believe that the story of Noah is literally true.
Yes, he hasn't commented on that. I don't know. We don't know what he believes about that.
So you can see your interpretation of certain texts. Yeah,
He hasn't talked about Noah yet. I don't know what he believes about that.
Your interpretation is different to his. So to me,
He's on Genesis 1. I don't know about Noah's Ark though.
Yeah, let's talk about Genesis 1 then. To me, it points to like a subjective way of you kind of understanding it to make you feel good. It's like an emotional belief you have here, and no matter what the evidence shows, you're still not going to change.
No, absolutely no. I don't think that's true of me. I'm working, but I want to retire because I want to study astronomy. I want to study astronomy because I want to find out if there is any real way to reconcile our modern understanding of astronomy with Genesis chapter 1. That's a real desire of mine to do that. I want to retire as soon as I can so I can do that. So I truly believe I try and be fair to the science and to what the Bible teaches. So as I'm sure my brother here says.
That's also to you and you as well. The fact that the Bible says that God's Spirit was floating above the water, and I explained to you that you wouldn't have had water until after the first stars had formed and fused hydrogen into heavier elements until after about 9 billion
assuming
years. When you've
the Big Bang. If you believe in Big Bang creation, then you're absolutely right.
So when you had heavier elements like oxygen formed and that bonds with the hydrogen to form water, you're talking about 9 billion years later. So how can you have the heavens being formed at the same time with the planet Earth and God floating above the water?
But again, you're going to that point which I was saying. If you understand the text, it's not supposed to be read in that manner. It's supposed to be read not as a material creation. The Jews understood creation as someone embedding function towards a thing. So I can give an example. I used it before this on. You have a hotel, you have all the buildings, you have all the windows, you have all the beds, you have everything. Okay, you have everything there. The sign as well. Okay, it's materially there, but it doesn't actually exist as a hotel until it starts functioning as one. Okay, when you have clients, that's when it becomes.
You need staff. You need staff.
So when it starts functioning as one. Okay, so what this understanding is that there was a material creation there that I have no problem saying cosmologically came about in the way that you said, but it was not functioning in the manner which God wanted it to do. And over those 6 days, God embedded the function that He desired for that creation to have. And that's how the Jews.
So are they literal 6 days?
Yeah, literal 6 days, but it's read through a functional manner.
Literal 6 days, but we found out it was about 9 billion years.
I just gave you the answer. I said materially, yes. I agree with you. Took 9 billion or whatever you're saying.
You said 9 billion, then you're saying it's 6 days.
No, but over those 6 days, God embedded function to that material creation that was already there.
To actually understand the theory of the Big Bang.
I don't think you can challenge them on this because it's infinitely elastic. You can't challenge them on the Bible because they've got an excuse for the Bible in every way.
No, why we do?
I haven't said that.
What's your name? Sorry, what's your name?
Rob.
Oh, Josh.
Josh.
To actually understand that the Big Bang, the concept, was born out of the idea, the physical idea.
I don't. But one second, I don't negate the Big Bang. I hold to that. So I have no problem with what you're saying.
So,
we're probably agreeing on a lot of issues. I'm just saying the way you're.
The Big Bang came out of the understanding of chemistry and
I'm saying I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying that you need to read the Bible correctly within its context. That's the most important thing. And I'm not saying a scientific worldview has to be the one that I interpret the Bible by, because I think that's incorrect. But I'm saying interpret it according to the context which it was written within. And that's in the ancient Near East. And the ancient Near Eastern people understood those texts in that manner, which I'm saying. So I'm not saying because science has come now we have to go and be elastic and change everything. No, not at all. Because I would say that that's an incorrect hermeneutical way. A hermeneutical way is to look at the context and interpret the text, and that's the manner which I'm saying to do. And so I don't have a problem. I'm just saying the Genesis does not have a problem with science.